As a result of this work, the necessary corrections were made in project of prospective port development. Now, the calculated data are being used in planning of mooring operations in time of southern storm warnings. They also serve as a ground in making responsible decisions by the harbor master to recommend captains leave the berths when vessels' stay cannot be safe in port due to the stormy conditions. For this purpose, there is a system of automatic meteo station in Novorossiysk harbor. It gives an exact weather reports that allows avoiding unproductive damage of ships. Crude oil and oil products are the main cargoes handled in the port. The biggest in Russia deep-water oil terminal Cheskharis can provide loading of tankers up to 250,000 tons deadweight, with draft 24 meters. However, now due to the rules of passage through Turkish straits, the maximum deadweight for tankers passed by is 200,000 tons. In 2004, the berths of the terminal were equipped with a laser automatic mooring system. Since that time, the risks of fall were essentially decreased. Now, the development of world tanker fleet is rapidly growing. At the same time, the risks of oil pollution are growing too. On the other hand, the new species of sea organisms are transferred with the ship's ballast waters. And sometimes the changes in a biological structure of sea due to the human activity can cause a very negative consequences. Coastal hydrobiological stations find out dozens of new species in the Black Sea every year. Novorossiysk MPA Ecological Control Service, alongside with the Southern Scientific Center of Russian Academy of Science, are conducting now the Pioneer project in Russia, aimed to prepare ground for future adoption by the Russian Federation the International Convention for the Control and Management of Ships' Ballast Water and Sediments 2004. The closed ecosystem of the Black Sea is very sensible. The pioneer technical policy carried out by the Novorossiysk MPA provides the minimization of risks from biologically negative invaders and preservation of biodiversity in the Black Sea. Today, one of the most effective ways to control the ecological condition of the world ocean surface is by means of satellite monitoring. In 2008, in Novorossiysk port, the system of radar space sounding has been applied and tested. The radar space sounding of surface of the Black Sea detected that some vessels proceeding in the port discharge oily ballast beyond the territorial waters of Russia. Such vessels were identified and subject to strict inspection in the port. The activity of Novorossiysk MPA in the field of provision of safety navigation, ecological control and port security is estimated by the government of the Russian Federation at the best among all Russian ports. This promotes the successful development of many coastal resorts in the adjacent area of the biggest port. By certain functions, the Novorossiysk Maritime Port Administration is an integral part of the state emergency prevention system. There are 8 shore-based stations of the global maritime distress safety system from Port of Rostov on Azov Sea to Port of Sochi on the Black Sea to provide uninterruptible watch in zone of responsibility of Novorossiysk Search and Rescue Coordination Center. More than 60 search and rescue operations have been carried out since 1997. Over 400 people in distress at sea have got a professional urgent assistance. Safer port is more attractive for business. Full-scale international trainings directed against terrorist acts became regular since 2005. Security specialists and Coast Guard officers from the Black Sea countries, Europe and the United States repeatedly took part in such trainings, consultations and meetings as representatives and participants. The legend for the training meets the vital international problems: hostage release, fire on board, oil pollution. Effectiveness and usefulness of the trainings are confirmed by the life. Within the rapid development of the port and steady growth of its cargo turnover, we see the lowering of number of any emergency situations and accidents during several last years. Now, the port of Novorossiysk has an established reputation of a safe port in Russia. This reputation is created at first by the qualified, experienced personnel devoted to their job and vocation on all levels of management. The specialists of maritime administration are engaged in scientific research work and lecturing in Admiral Ushakov State Maritime Academy. They examine cadets, future officers of fleet. There is a high-tech navigational simulation training center in the academy, where the crew officers of MPA port control fleet regularly upgrade their professional skills. The Black Sea in its way is unique. The great Pushkin admired its purity of water. Its seascapes, unimitable in their beauty, both the rough sea and smooth surface, were realized in the masterpiece paintings of famous painter of seascapes Ayvazovsky. The cherishing of the Black Sea resources as well of the world ocean ones, making the most efficient use of them for the welfare of mankind are the global goal. Rapid development of scientific and technological progress caused the appearance of new types of vessels, increasing their dimensions, new standards in technology of sea transportations and in its safety. Maritime transportation of cargoes now is more than 60% of entire world trading communications. Novorossiysk Maritime Port Administration is dynamically changing conditions of port industry market, keeps the status of the biggest port in Russia and of third port in Europe as a safe. The vector of efforts of Novorossiysk MPA is directed into the future. Our common task is to provide the development of maritime industry and port economy safe, also be a guarantor of civilized improvement of maritime industry enterprises. The development we provide aimed to the comfort and safety of our children, of future generations. The mankind is fixing its eyes on the universe. However, we have always to remember the Earth is the only home for all of us.